It's September 30th, 2016. Tomorrow is the second session of this general conference, semi-annual general conference. And this morning I'm listening to Ronald A. Rasband from last conference, also a newly called and sustained apostle as of April, or just before April. His address is entitled, Standing with the Leaders of the Church. Now, I have to admit that lately there's been some part of me that... Okay, so I recognize that the leaders of the church are imperfect humans, fallible, prone to making mistakes. But as far as them conducting the business of the church, okay, so here's what I'm trying to say. Part of me understands that they're imperfect, and I know that they're still learning from the Lord how His organization needs to be run. We've been learning since the Reformation how the Lord's church needs to be run. The Reformers recognized that there was no authority to perform ordinances. John Wesley, for example, founder of the Methodist Church, he recognized that the Church of England did not have the authority to perform any ordinances, so he did the best that he could to gather people together to worship and exercise their faith through the teachings and the practices, the methodology of Christianity, which is where the Methodists come from. So I know that we're still learning line upon line, but having the priesthood keys, the keys of the organization, I know that having the keys of the kingdom restored makes it so that it's easier for the leaders of the church are more entitled to receiving the revelation. So listening to this talk by Ronald A. Rasband, it's helped me realize that I need to let go of my pride, thinking that just because they're not perfect people doesn't mean what they're saying is inspired by the Lord Jesus Christ. That's all. I'm looking forward to sustaining the church leaders tomorrow, raising my hand, and it's my hope that tomorrow I will also strengthen my own testimony in their callings and their positions of service to the rest of the world. So those are my thoughts today, this morning, September 30th, 2016. I'm going to try to listen to more of the conference addresses from last general conference while I'm at work, so that I can listen to them, and I'll try to record some thoughts, or at least write down some thoughts that I can share in my video journal. September 30th, 2016. Elder Ronald A. talking about children and the different situations children are in when they come into the church. Some are born into the church to sealed parents. Some are born without sealed parents. Some are born to a single parent family. Some come into the church without parents at all, and without family to join them. Something that I just heard just now when Elder Anderson was talking is that let me listen to it again.
Go while visiting is up by Breton, Utah. Their parents are divorced and they have not yet received permission to be baptized. Even though they can't pass the sacrament, they bring the bread each week. And even though they can't enter the temple to do baptisms with the youth when their ward goes to the temple, the two brothers find family names next door.
Example, two non-members.
The greatest influence on helping our youth feel included is other righteous youth.
That is not only wisdom but insight. But to contrast that, the greatest influence of youth not feeling included are youth that don't follow the example or live up to the standards that they've been charged to live up to. You can see it every day. But also when those righteous youth don't reach out to other youth. Not that that makes them unrighteous when they don't. Not that they're not living the gospel. They're just not living the fullest. They're not reaching out the way they could be. So those are my thoughts this afternoon, September 30th, 2016.